NAVA acknowledges the Gadigal and Wongal peoples of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which this was filmed, and pay respects to First Nations communities, ancestors and elders.
So my name is Nicole Barakat, or Barakat, the anglicised version. I'm a Lebanese woman from a small village called Kfarsghabi in the north of Lebanon. I was born and raised here on the land of the Gadigal People. I started working with textiles actually from a really young age, and my whole practice now revolves and orbits around textile practice. But my practice is actually really broad. I think of it often as a drawing practice, but also includes installation, sculpture, performance work, live work, and right down to really making things like flower essences, working with plants. So I'm not really limited by my medium.
What has been a turning point in your career?
I have a degree in craft, which I'm very proud of. So my degree was very much around design. It was design focused. It was about this design process, and it never spoke to me. And for the first couple of years, I was quite confused. And then I went on this camp with an artist, Ruth Hadlow, and we were sitting on the banks of the Murrumbidgee on Wiradjuri country. And all of a sudden, there was this moment that shifted for me where I understood that working intuitively was valued and valuable, and Ruth really brought that out in me. I was actually stitching into the mud flakes on the river bank, and all of a sudden it was about materials, it was about this spontaneity, it was about the feeling, and that I felt something inside me that just sparked, and I thought, this is how I want to work. So from then on, I pretty much worked in that way of material driven and working with my intuition and working with what felt right. And the good thing is now I work a lot in education and learning in creative practice, and so I'm able to then share that knowledge and share those approaches with people, and especially young people, and you just see their their eyes light up, and you're encouraging them to be intuitive and encouraging them to use those processes based on feeling is really quite satisfying to be able to share that knowledge.
What is the most pressing issue for you as an artist right now?
Right now, I feel like the whole world has been turned upside down, my world and my understanding of art practice. Really questioning the role of institutions, the role of making art to be seen in a gallery, to be bought and sold. And I have questioned these all along, but I feel like at the moment, all that's been affirmed because we're witnessing a genocide in Palestine. And for me, that is really the thing that I'm focused on at the moment, and I just wonder how institutions can remain silent, how institutions can be detached from this, and then 10 years down the track they might show someone's work that was actually talking about this at the time, but they're actually ignoring it right now. So really I'm thinking about the value of institutions and the role of artists in those institutions. What's our role as artists if we're not actually speaking about injustice and speaking in favour of liberation?
What is something you wish you knew when you were starting out as an artist?
For me, I now know that I can make a living from being an artist, but I don't make a living from selling my artwork. And so understanding that as an artist you have skills, you have knowledge that can be used in a number of different ways. Art is also about sharing with people and having a process and a journey and experiences that are expansive and learning, and it's so much bigger than just making to put on a wall.
How has NAVA's code of practice been useful to your work as an artist?
One of the biggest things I use in the code of practice is actually the fees and wages schedule, and it is a way of actually legitimising the fees that I'm asking for as an artist. Not only fees and wages, that's the thing I use the most, but also just having a set of guidelines, I guess, to work within and to understand your rights, to understand what you deserve, and to understand, the conditions for your workplace, which is not something that's very clear all the time. So just being able to refer to that when you are working in so many different ways and for so many different people and institutions.
What brings you joy in your work?
Joy can be when I'm alone in my studio making and I hit that moment of this feels really right and I've cracked through something So that moment of that really physical feeling of yes, that excitement. But then also I work a lot with communities and make art with communities. And so seeing that for other people and gathering with other people and witnessing them actually having these moving experiences because of what they've made or what they've experienced. And when it does make a difference for people, that's what brings me joy and really affirms why I'm an artist, why I'm practicing.